Hello, let's do Starstruck for January 24th. This we'll start with the easy, then we'll do the hard. The easy is called Stool. So the way this game works, we need to place a star in every row, every column, and every colored region. Exactly one star, and the stars can't touch, not even diagonally. So this left column is going to have a star in it, and there's only one region in that left column. So that region, that'll also be the star for the region. That means we can X out any other cell in that region that isn't in that left column. All right, what else can we do? So this is a standard formation. You'll see just only two places left that are next to each other. That means the star isn't anywhere else in the row, and it's also not touching it. So these two both touch the entirety of gray, so they can't be in. Now this is also two left, so we can just continue that pattern. This is two left, so we can continue that pattern. This is not two left. This is four left in yellow. Let's see. So what are we doing from here? Obviously these aren't in because green's going to use that row up. Okay. So this right column actually had to be brown, but we already X'd that out. Interesting. This is not necessarily a plonker today. What are we missing? This cell actually that I have the mouse over right now, this is a problem. Okay, let me actually talk about this a little bit differently. But let me show you what I saw first, and then I'll show you how that led me to what the better thing to do is, which actually is fairly straightforward. But anyway, let's not tangent too much. If this was a star, this is what I saw. If this was a star, it would X out this one and this one for touching it. And that would mean that red would need a star right here, and gray would need a star right there, which are both in the same column. So that doesn't work. So we could X that out. But there's actually something a little bit cooler we can do, a little more both straightforward, neater, X's out more things. Gray and red both need to place a star in one of these two columns here. And in fact, if I were to pull out my pen tool here, I can actually tell you exactly which two columns. So these two columns here have exactly two stars, right? That's kind of by definition, the rules tell us that. But one of them definitely is coming from gray, and one of them definitely is coming from red. So the rest of these columns cannot be a star. But we can take this a little bit further, because now in this left column here, we do need a star, and it's going to be here or it's going to be here. That left column definitely has a star in one of these circles. This cell here touches both of them, so it's never going to be a star. There's no world where that's a star. So we can X that out. Now there's only one place in light blue left, only one place in yellow, and that gives us the red and the gray. All right. Now there's probably an easy follow-up from here. We just have to find it. All right. Green has only one place. That's it. Now that's the only place in that region, only place, and only place. Cool. So that's what we had to see is these lining up, and then also that little extra little bit of that column, one of these two taking out that. All right, let's move on to the hard. It's called rings. Okay, so bottom row is purple, so the rest of this purple is not. Top row is this weird orange color. I don't know what to call this weird orange color. I call it kind of a dark orange. I don't know. It's not even dark. It's more like a light orange. Anyway, those are X'd out because of the top row. Now this row is going to definitely be in this light blue. So the rest of the light blue is not in. This is brown or green. Okay, we got to use these formations then. This touches this sees all of yellow. I'm going to use the word see for either touching or sharing a row or column or region. So this also sees all of yellow. This sees all of brown. This sees all of this orange. All right. I don't know that there's more. All right, so let's look at these three rows here. I'll mark them out. These three rows. We fully encompassed red, gray, and this orange. So they're going to be the three stars, which means these can't be in. And so that does let us place in yellow. And now brown is going to take out all of these. Same with the column. So that only one place in red. All right, what's next? Only one place in orange. Gray's going to use this row. One of these three and blue. What do we call this? Dark blue. Someone asked me if I was colorblind because I was calling this dark blue instead of purple, but this is the one I call purple. So I call this dark blue because it looks a lot more bluish than this one does to me, at least. I am not colorblind, by the way. I'm 100% confident I'm not colorblind. All right. We have actually this is what I would call an X-wing. It's not what this game calls an X-wing, but this is much more similar to what a Sudoku X-wing is, which is that this left column here has a star either there or there, and this right column here has a star either there or there. And so if we look at the two rows, then those rows are definitely each going to get a star, either from these two corners or these two corners. That's guaranteed. Because we're not going to put a star in both of these. We're not going to put a star in both of these. And so the conclusion is that we can X out all of these and we can X out all of these because we need to be able to put two stars, one in the left column and one in the right column. All right. So what does that do for me? It would have had to have helped these columns if it helps anything. I'm not really seeing it, so maybe that wasn't enough to continue. So what's our next step then? One of these two is in. When I get stuck like this, what I look for is places where you can only with only two stars as an option. So like rows, columns, regions with only two stars as an option. And then you just think about both cases and see if there's a common elimination between them. So like this star here, let's call that the circle. It eliminates that guy and that guy. It's kind of what I'm looking at the moment. And then so the other option is an X, which would eliminate from that guy and that guy. Doesn't so it would place here. X would place an X here. So this is never in, right? You can see that the circle eliminates from here and the X eliminates from there. Those are the only two options. So this is never going to be, that one is never going to be a star. Because wherever we put it in brown, that does not end up a star. That leaves two places left in green. So let's clear this out. There's two places left in green, two places left in dark blue. And if we look at these two rows, they fully encompass those places. Sorry. So what I'm saying is two rows left in green and two rows left in dark blue that line up. And so that means this can't be in. And so that gives us this brown. All right. Did that do anything else? Two places left in this light blue. So this is never in, right? So we've got here or here in light blue. Notice this oh, I drew that poorly. Let's use a line. This sends us here, right? These are a star here puts a star here. Look at the region. And so what we're really looking at is that this eliminates from here and this eliminates from here. So there's no world, because light blue needs a star. There's no world in which we're putting a star here. And so that places the star there, which gives us this light blue and this dark blue and this gray and this purple and this weird orange. Maybe I'll just call it weird orange. Anyway, peach? I don't know. It's not really peach, is it? Anyway, that was a neat one. I enjoyed that logic. How'd you do?